Welcome back to Let's Get Real. I am Michael Sharkey, joined by Spanish, who you hear Monday through Friday on the Mike Calta Show, and every Saturday at noon when you and I get a little bit more real, get a little bit more authentic, talk about our feelings.
Woo!
Just a show of two dudes talking about feelings and rainbows. That's what it's about. And hammocks and sunsets. Hey, I want to use this opportunity to, this will be a perfect tie-in. You can follow me on Instagram. I am Michael Sharkey, at I am Michael Sharkey on Instagram and TikTok. You, my friend, are at soul_Spanish.
That's right.
At soul_Spanish. Thank you, by the way, for making an Instagram much easier to remember.
Yeah,
whatever the hell you had for like a month there.
You're welcome. I had to condense it. I wanted to shorten it down.
Yeah, I get this. So soul_Spanish is much easier to remember. Follow Spanish if you aren't already following him. Follow me. I am Michael Sharkey. So here's the dichotomy. As we tell you to follow us on social media, I think it's worth talking about how social media is one of the drivers of what we're talking about today, which is as guys, as humans, because it's part of the human experience, what we're talking about today, but specifically since what Let's Get Real is a place for guys, a place for men to get support when they need support, process when they need to process. And what we're talking about today is why do we as guys show up as somebody other than who we are, even in the real time that we know, man, I am just not being myself. And it causes destructive behavior, and it causes us to do stupid things and causes us to like say stupid things. Again, it's a human experience, but as guys, we maybe over-index on that. And one of the ways we do it is I scroll on TikTok or social media, and I'm constantly reminded of the life that I don't have. The life that is like, oh, wouldn't it be great to have what this person's doing or what that person's doing? And that is a toxic, toxic, toxic environment that is on basically everybody's smartphone. It's literally sitting there. And it's just like, I don't know about you, but I will literally find myself scrolling on Instagram and I'm in the middle of scrolling and there's a voice in my head going, what are you doing? What is happening right now? Get off social media and look at real life. So, but yeah, I mean, do you agree? I mean, it's just this constant inundation of information that tells us how inferior we are.
Yeah, I mean, not only do I agree with you, but I know you've noticed this because you've kind of mentioned it in the past couple of weeks that I am not on social media like I was maybe a month ago. For that reason, and I even talked about it on the Mike Calta show in the morning, where it's hard to talk about stuff when it comes to feelings because everybody has their opinion of how I should live my life and what I should be doing to make my life better, even though none of them have walked in my shoes. And that's just a lot to hear sometimes, it's just a lot to hear. And yeah, and then it's even worse when you have to hear it and then you see all these other people that their lives seem perfect and you just wonder why not me? Like, how am I holding myself back from that? When I don't feel like I'm doing anything to hold myself back from that.
Yeah. And that's, yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, at the end of the day, because the conversation we're talking about is like the masks we wear, and because I'm so intimately familiar with the industry that we are both in, but you more so than me, because you do it Monday through Friday right now on a show, the #1 show in Tampa Bay with the Mike Calta show. But that requires you, and maybe to a certain degree, Mike and Galvin and Gio and everybody, to be somebody, and I'm speculating, and I don't mean to, imply this, but it's a show. It's an entertainment show. So there is actually validity in an environment like that to actually wear a mask and to create a performance, if you will. There's no good or bad to that.
I felt that when you said that.
But what we try to do on this show is it's like, look, you're getting us. If you're like, these guys are idiots, they talk about rainbows and sunsets, I'm out. That's cool. It's all good. But this is closer to our own stuff and just trying to deal with it and figure it out and get through, the day. But yeah, so whether it's the performance that ultimately you have when you go on the air Monday through Friday, or just this constant inundation of other people's lives with very Instagrammable moments that make us feel inferior. Like it's all there, and it pulls at us in so many different ways at so many different times.
Yeah, and I do want to say on the flip side, that social media, especially since starting this show with you, has changed a bit for me, especially in my direct messages. It has gone from the majority of people poo-pooing on me to an incredible amount of support, and men and women both saying that they not only understand where I'm at, but just a lot of people just saying keep going. Like you said to me last week, like I'm on the edge of something big in my own personal understanding of who I am.
Yes.
So that has been, in its own way, awesome and a detriment, because now I feel like people are actually seeing me for who I am, and it's terrifying for the first time, because it's not just myself seeing me for who I am, or my parents or close friends, but now it's like everybody's really seeing who I am. And, I think part of me just was not ready for it. And part of me has been so comfortable with the control I've had personally of the image that I put forth. Right. That now, having these conversations with you, because you are the type of person, type of man where I feel like I can let my guard down. Doing it sometimes I forget doing it on this radio show. There are people that listen, and that relinquishing of control is, it's not bad. I want to say bad, but it is kind of made me spin out a couple of times because I'm so used to gripping it,
Yeah. Yeah, when you let go of anything, there is a tendency to spin out of control, whatever that looks like, physically, mentally, what have you. But I get that. It takes courage. And we've talked about this a lot. Our phone number, 1-800-771-1025, for anyone. Steve, Courtney, who called earlier, Mike, who shared that he's battling addiction with alcohol. Man, that just takes courage.
Yeah. It
takes courage, and we recognize that if you have the courage to call and have any sort of dialogue with us, we applaud that. We celebrate that. That's why we always say, there's no judgment here. We're just not. We're going to listen to you. I come with a coaching background, having dealt from, coaching everybody inside 1025 as a former talent coach and program director to coaching crazy, wacky entrepreneurs in my day job. I bring that. You bring a spiritual side that is a really, really great layer that you, and only, only you can give the perspective of Anthony Polakemi.
Yeah.
No one else can. And I think that's very welcomed in this show, but it takes courage. Regardless of what, it takes courage to be able to relinquish control, sometimes to spin out of control in the hopes, because you don't always see it, in the hopes that if I do that, it's a better thing that's around the corner. And there's no guarantees. What I've been saying to you for the last couple of weeks is it was interesting to watch you. And again, I don't think we have to, it's up to you. We can go as deep as you want into this. But as you and I talked off air last Saturday after the show, I sensed in you were in the dichotomy of a breakdown. You were so close to a breakthrough. And it was like, dude, it feels like crap. You're stumbling, you're falling. This person that I'm talking to is not who you are supposed to be, but it's only because you've held on so tight to a mask. And this is just a step. It's not like, oh, this is going to solve every problem, but it's a step. But it's a big step. That relinquishing of control of who you think you should be versus just being a human.
I got to tell you, you made me, we have a caller. I don't know if you want to take them right now, but you just made me have a huge epiphany moment with what you were saying. So I will let you decide whether you want to hear the epiphany or the caller first. The caller's name is Kevin.
Oh, all right. Well, hold on to the epiphany.
I got it.
I'm down for it. I love epiphanies. Epiphanies are fun. And what's his name? Kevin?
Kevin, yes.
All right, cool. 1-800-771-1025. Let's roll over to Kevin. Kevin, welcome to Let's Get Real. What's going on, dude?
Hey, guys. How you doing? This is Kevin. I was just listening. Lucky enough to listen to you guys this Sunday.
We're lucky to have you listening.
And I just wanted to make one comment, and that's when you're talking about, social media, looking at other people and judging yourself, you have to remember that you're judging your insides by their outside.
Amen.
And that's like judging apples to oranges. So you're never going to come up in the right place because there's no way to judge that way. You know, you can't judge how you feel on the inside by their outside because you have no idea what they're feeling on the inside. So you have to remember, and another good piece of advice is don't think so much. It's highly overrated. You know, you can get caught into that spiral just like you were saying. What the hell am I doing? I'm scrolling through internet. How did I get caught here again? That happens to me on YouTube. Like, how did I get here again in this mindless, you know, going through it where I want to slap myself in the face?
Yeah.
But, you know, you just have to remember that you got to be easy on yourself and don't think so much. You tell everybody to trust your instinct in the universe. And another thing I wanted to say a couple of weeks ago when I was listening is when you're trying to give advice like you guys do, when you're in that moment where you're not thinking of anything else but helping that person, you're just a vessel, and the advice that you give is usually the advice that you need.
Oof.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, man.
That's good.
Because
Kevin,
you're in the moment with whatever that power greater than you is. So it's not you. It's the universe saying, hey, help this guy out, but while you're doing it, help yourself too, silly.
Yeah, I love that, Kevin. Hey, man, we got to jump to break, but dude, I appreciate that.
Kevin, I just
Kevin,
want to say that. I
Kevin,
love
really
you
quick.
guys. Yeah.
Kevin, where you? What's your accent? New York?
Yes, New York. Brooklyn
All right.
born, Long Island raised.
Nice, buddy.
But I love you guys. Keep up the good work. And Anthony, don't think so much. Trust yourself. You have a wonderful heart.
Thank
Stick
you.
with it.
Thank you, Kevin. I love you, man.
You're welcome.
That's
Love you
awesome.
guys.